Hello everyone! Sorry for the lack of video last week because I had no time to edit due to work, and after that I got sick. I'm still a bit sick, so sorry if my voice sounds a bit weird. The doctor said I had a bit of a bug, so I've been sleeping a lot and drinking a lot of water and having some painkillers because my muscles get like really sore, as in I couldn't get up the stairs about 2 days ago, so I always had a bit of problems with my muscles. What I also have problems with when I get either sick or really tired is speaking English. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today, which is language barriers that I've encountered, either due to not having a direct translation or just being tired and not knowing what to say. So moments that I encounter these difficulties is mostly like at the end of a shift when I get really tired, or when I'm a bit sick and your mind just gets a bit like cloudy, a bit hazy, and you can't speak as fluently as you normally would. The first word I want to address is Burnouts. This is a Dutch word which describes a feeling of being like hot and pressed. It's really hard to explain because it's not only a feeling that you have personally, but it's also a feeling a room can have. So we call it the D-bar. It's an area where we polish our glasses, and it has quite a bit of a low ceiling, it has no windows, there's a glass washing machine in there, so it gets really hot and humid and Burnouts. And it was at that point that I realized there's no direct translation for this word. The only way to really explain this is when something is really pressing and like either hot or damp, and it makes you feel uncomfortable. Yeah. Another word which is really common in these types of videos is the word gezellig, which is also something that doesn't translate directly, and it's something that can apply to a room or to a setting or a feeling. Basically it's kind of like a fun or cozy atmosphere. So a room, if you have it nicely decorated and it feels really homey and everything, it can be gezellig. But if you have a get together with friends and you're just like chatting, you're having a good time, that's also gezellig. I might not be the best at explaining this, there are a lot of videos about this, so look it up if you're interested. Another word which does translate but just doesn't carry the same like weight to it is eet smakelijk. This is something that we always say when we serve someone food, like at either your table at home or in a restaurant. You say eet smakelijk, which basically means please enjoy your food. This is not something you would say in English. In English they might say just enjoy. But my whole problem with this is the lack of formality. And that's another thing that I struggle with in English, is the lack of formality. In the Netherlands, in Dutch, we have je and u. Je is something you say informally, like you would address your friends like that and people you know. U is a formal way of saying you, and that is what you use when you're talking to guests or customers, people you don't know. And there are also people who address their grandparents with u, or even their parents, which is a bit less common in the Netherlands. And it's really common in Belgium actually. They almost all say u. But in English, there's no like formal way of saying you. It's all you. And for me personally, it always translates in my head to je, which means I always feel like I'm being very informal to people, which is difficult. One of the biggest like challenges I had during work was learning how to say things. If you have worked in the hospitality or even the retail or anything, you know you have like a certain set of phrases that are your go-to phrases. When people walk in the door, you have a certain way of saying hello, and if you go to a table after a while to ask if they want another drink or ask how their food is, you have like a certain like sentence that you like use to break into their conversation. And in English, it has been really hard to find the correct sentences for this because everything I think of like sounds really informal, But then I hear other people use it as well, and it was like, oh, apparently I was correct. But it just doesn't sound correct in my head. It's just really weird. And another social situation which gives me a hard time, and it's gonna sound really weird, is about dating. In the Netherlands, you are either like sort of going out with someone and you don't have a relationship, or you have verkering. Verkering means you're in a relationship with someone. If you don't have, like, if you don't have verkering, you're not actually together with that person. Which is really clear and it makes a lot of sense. But in English, you have the word dating. And sometimes when people are dating, they aren't like together, but they're just like sort of seeing each other. Well, if other people say dating, they mean that they are together. And it's just really confusing how to like approach these things. Because I'm in a social environment where apparently a lot of people tend to like get together. And with get together, I mean they get into a relationship. But there are also like people just seeing each other and they're not in a relationship. And every time when people are talking about it, I just have a really hard time with knowing what they mean. If they mean like, if they're like seriously in a relationship or if they're just like fooling around. I don't know. It's so hard. I never would have thought I'd miss Dutch words. I do now. Because if it doesn't translate directly, or if the meaning is like really heavily dependent on the context, that makes it really hard for me as a foreigner to understand what they mean. Especially in like more sensitive situations such as relationships. So I've been racking my brain because I know there are more like words that don't translate directly and I've stumbled upon, but I can't think of them at the moment. But if I do, I'll make another video about it. This just has been a bit of a short language video. So I've been doing quite a lot of like language and cultural things lately. I've done 2 videos with Claire. I'll link them up here. I had a lot of fun filming them and your reactions have been really great as well. So I hope you enjoy this. So I hope I'll be better soon so I can go out again and go exploring. I have my car back. I just need the tire replaced and then I'm good to go again. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to see more videos and be notified when I upload, hit the subscribe button and ding the bell. I will see you guys very soon. Bye! The doctor said, and I'm getting eyebrow puff, which is really common in these kind of. I have to cut so much out of this video. I can't speak normally.